Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95 the Savior, and another topic that I wanted to speak on that I talked about during my live stream, but I felt deserved its own video. Someone asked the question, don't you get tired of dating? Like, aren't you tired of, dating guys? And especially since, it doesn't work out. Like, don't you want to just stop? And I was thinking to myself, I jokingly said in the video, like, you trying to, get me to kill myself or something? But no, like, being real. Yes, of course. And I said this in my live stream, I think, but if not, I want to say it here. Life is toxic. Everything is repetitive. Everything in life is toxic and repetitive. You're going to continuously do things that you don't like to do. Even things that you like to do, but then you get tired of doing it. Doesn't mean that you stop and give up on it. And to be honest, let me adjust my camera a little bit. That's a big problem, with today. The world that we live in, and I'm definitely someone that's victim of this myself. You are so used to having this quick thrill. You crave this adrenaline rush. You want everything to be perfect right now, everything to be constantly changing, everything super fun, super good, everything happy. And we now live in a world where if you're not happy 24/7, you're diagnosed as being depressed, you're crazy, you're psychotic, something's wrong with you. And I feel like we use these terms to blanket it too. Like, you can't be sad without being depressed. You can't, have a day where you get really angry and go off people without, you having explosive disorder. Like, everything gives you a diagnosis nowadays. Like, there's nothing where it's like, oh, you just had a bad day, or you're having a bad week, or a month, or something traumatic happened to you that changed you. Everything becomes, you're crazy, or instead of muscling through something, you should quit. And I said this on my channel before, but I'm planning to make a video on this soon, finally. If I went by that standard, I wouldn't even be in Japan right now. You guys literally cannot imagine what I've been through. And I literally almost feel like crying just talking to you about this right now. I struggled to get to where I am. And my life is still not perfect right now. I'm still... Great, phone call. 1 second, people. Let me ignore that. Okay, anyway. Yes, a lot of people, they get themselves to the point where it's if things don't go good for too long, and by too long, I mean, it can be anywhere from a week to a month to a few days, or they miss out on one thing that they really wanted and loved, they just completely give up on life. And I don't mean it to the point of necessarily ending your life, which some people do choose that route, and I understand it in a sense, but rather leaving a situation. And what I always say to myself is, for the people that choose to leave Japan, I totally understand, because there are some things that are easier in your home country. For example, if I'm trying to get rich, Japan is the worst place to be. The salary here is rock bottom low. Job opportunities, I mean, you can get a job doing almost anything much easier than you could in the US, but the pay is crap. And for a lot of jobs that career-wise, it would pay you a lot of money. You get paid pennies here. So if you just want to have the position, then yeah, sure, like, it's great. But if that's not what you want, if you like really want to, you know, have the salary to go with it, like for example being a doctor, you don't want to do that here in Japan. So what I'm really getting at is, to go back to the question, the root of this video, dating and job wise. But the person was asking about dating, but I wanted to go for everything. Everything in life is a toxic relationship. We do everything for the purpose of finding joy, happiness, challenging ourselves. When you are dating people, of course, especially if you don't end up marrying somebody early in your life, like when you're 20, 19 years old, it gets tiresome. It's tiresome. You spend all this time, all this money, meeting guys, like, oh, yep, fuck boy again. Like, you get so tired of it. And it's true. But it's like, so what's the solution? You just stop dating and then you spend the rest of your life being miserable and regretting not getting married ever? Is that what you're supposed to do? Or like for job-wise, do I just say, oh my God, F it, I'm tired of working, and I do nothing? You can choose to stop working for an employer, like how I'm pretty much kind of doing, but you still have to do some sort of work. This is my job. A lot of people don't realize this, but I'm getting paid from doing this. Yes, I have a blog, I have a YouTube channel, I have a Patreon, I have OnlyFans, I have Instagram. I make money off of this stuff. And I get tired of doing this too. I talked about that in my live stream. I get tired of making videos. My patrons know. I get tired of doing Patreon. It's stressful. It's time consuming. It's sometimes hard to come up with content. Sometimes hard and time consuming to edit stuff. You guys see even right now with this video, like I'm having trouble with my camera. Like, you have expenses that come up. It takes time out of my day, but at the same time it's rewarding. I like working for myself. I like knowing that I'm helping other people. I like entertaining other people. I like making you guys laugh. I enjoy that. And I feel like it's the same way with dating. Yes, there's the crappy side of it where it's like, okay, I want my husband now, I want my kids now, but then it's like at the same time I have to think to myself, sure, I might not have those things that I want right now, but I'm grateful that I'm not in a bad situation, fingers crossed, as of the making of this video. I do not have children as a single mother, and I'm running around trying to date, and I do not have baggage. I'm glad that I might not have gotten what I wanted when I wanted, but because of not getting what I wanted when I wanted, the way I wanted to get it, it stopped me from having a lot of problems that I would currently have right now. And on top of that, the other issue is, if you literally spend your whole life just thinking, I have to have this right now, and if I don't get it, I'm going to leave this. Where are you going to go? There will be nowhere left in the world to work, nowhere left in the world, no one left in the world for you to date, no friends left for you. Everything in life is not going to be perfect, cupcakes and rainbows all the time. Life is not cupcakes and rainbows. You're going to have bad days, you're going to have bad months, bad years, and you're going to go through some traumatic stuff. And I don't want you to go through that. I hope that you don't. But the reality is most of us do, on different levels. You might not have a story as bad or relatable as mine, but you have your own stuff that you've been through that really hurt you, damaged you, made you feel like you wanted to give up on life. And you have to remind yourself, you might not have what you want right now, but you can get it later on. And if you choose to end your life, how will you ever get to experience that? Like, I think about myself. I have literally been suicidal and depressed for the majority of my life at this point. If I ended my life back when I was like 11 and 12 years old when I wanted to, you guys would not know me here on YouTube. I would have never gone to Japan. There's so many things that I would have never done had I given up then. If I decided my life is over because Walgreens wouldn't let me be a pharmacy tech, I would have never become a pharmacy tech at CVS. And from being a CVS pharmacy tech, it gave me the money I needed to get to Japan. Everything came together for me. If I never got fired from working at Navy Pier, if you've ever been to Chicago, I used to work at the Navy Pier. I used to work at Navy Pier. And I used to work at the Willis Tower, Sears Tower, Skydeck. I got fired from both jobs almost back to back. I had a job working at Old Navy on State Street that same year. They laid me off after the holidays. Literally everything bad. I just kept catching L after L after L. And all I could do is think to myself, like, maybe I shouldn't be here. I couldn't get a boyfriend. The man that I had, I literally I ghosted him. And I didn't do things the right way. But I'm being honest with you about what I did and how I handled it. I had my reasons for it, though. He deserved it. He was a cheater and a liar. So I don't really feel bad about ghosting him. But I'll be honest, to be the bigger person, I should have explained why I decided to move on. And I don't think I ever did to him. I think I literally just ignored him until he finally got the hint and he moved on with his life. And we did, contact each other. He contacted me years later and I did, talk to him for a minute. But that's another story. So yeah, it's like, if you give up on your situation now, who knows what your future would have been like. And that's the thing, like, if I had used the fact that my life is so hard now, I'm living in a crappy $300 a month, which was really more like 250 USD a month apartment, and I have a roach infestation, I'm terrified of bugs, I have no friends, my boyfriend is not here, he's treating me like trash right now, I'm isolated, I have no friends here, I'm just completely alone and by myself. If I had allowed that situation to stop me, there would be no YouTube channel right now. There would be no blog. There would be no me. Because I literally went to the train station, spent the whole day there, and I was ready to go on the tracks that day. And it was like everything back continuously happened that day. I told you guys a story before. I was so poor at that point that I was literally having one meal a day. And by meal, it would normally be either a bag of chips or a single bento, and I would drink green tea. I had bought myself some bread because I found out, oh my god, you could buy bread at the convenience store for just $1. It's really filling. I tried eating it after having not had food in some time, and I ate the whole bag of the little rolls. It was only about 4 or 6 rolls inside of it, and that was my only meal for the entire day. But I hadn't had food in so long, I literally vomited everything that I ate, and then I was left with that nasty, vomit aftertaste. And then mind you, I have no money, so I can't get anything to drink to get that taste out of my mouth. If you thought you were having a bad day and wanted to kill yourself, that was the icing on the cake. I literally sat and talked to my mom on the phone while just sitting there at the tracks, and that was the only time that she's ever really seemed really concerned, believed me when I was telling her I was done with everything in my life. And the thing that I really hate is, this gets off subject and I'll talk about that later, but people always say, oh, you just want attention, you just want whatever. And it's no, maybe that's how you see it, as somebody that's normal, sane, and doesn't have those same issues. But this is someone crying out for help. People always say, oh, you're an attention whore. If you really wanted to kill yourself, then you wouldn't be calling me, you wouldn't do whatever, you would just do it. It's do you want them to just do it? Look at how evil that sounds. But my point is not to talk about myself, but I want to let you know that I've been there before. And the reason why I'm still going to keep doing this is I know that the hard work that I'm putting in now is going to pay off in the future. Not it might, it will. It will pay off in the future. If I decide, oh my god, I give up on life, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to have kids, I'm just going to end it, I should kill myself, right? I should just kill myself right now. What if I were supposed to get married tomorrow? What if it was supposed to be next year? 5 years from now? If I didn't live long enough to get there, I'll never know. I'll never know. So it's you have to be patient. And you have to accept the fact that some things in life are toxic. Think about it. We go to work every single day. Most of us do. Because we get a paycheck. It's a toxic ass environment. You're waking up early. You're going home late. You get yelled, especially if you work retail. You know this all too well if you work a retail job. The disrespect. Especially if you're a man. You are looked down upon, you get a measly ass paycheck, and you put up with way more shit than people with careers have. You get yelled at, you have to know everything, handle complaints, be smart, be a human calculator, mind reader, everything. And your pay does not reflect it. You have days where it seems that the clock is just not moving. You feel like a slave at work. You're on your feet all day. You have to keep busy to keep everyone happy. The amount of work that you are asked and required to do is crazy as a retail worker. And the pay is trash. But you need money to survive. You work that job so that you can live. Not on the weekends when you're working retail, because you probably work weekends. So you can live. You do it for survival. You do it for the off days that you have. So you can live during those off days. So that you have the money to go out to eat and drink. the money to go to the arcade, the money to buy that PlayStation, the money to get that Xbox, the money to get that Nintendo, all of the things that you want, your clothes, your food, to have electricity, to get the things that you want in life. You work that job and you know they are abusing you and treating you like trash, but what keeps you there? The money. It's toxic. Your relationship. I'm not going to get into toxic relationships, but rather the idea of dating. You don't just say, well, I didn't find my husband after 5 dates, so I'm done. I'm done with dating. This is toxic. I hate it. I'm through. I'm sick of it. I get sick of working too. I still want money. I get sick of dating. But you want to know what? I'm going to enjoy that meal. I'm going to take my pictures. I'm going to take that experience and run with that shit. Because the one thing that I can say, and I said this during the live stream too, it is thanks to having all of these bad and crappy experiences that I can give you guys advice. And I make money from doing that. You guys pay me for consultations. You give me ad revenue indirectly from watching my videos. I get more subscribers from it. It pays for itself. Might not be the way I wanted it to. I would like for it to result in a husband, and it will someday. But I learned from it too. I told you guys before, a lot of you all think that I'm just, this gold digging bitch ass whore or whatever. It's like, no, I had to learn why money mattered and why the amount of money a man spent on me mattered. Because the old me, I didn't care about this just a few years ago. To me, it was like I was happy to have a date. I was happy when a guy didn't immediately invite me to a hotel. After I had experienced dating, I was like, oh, maybe it does matter what we do. Maybe it does matter the time of day. Maybe it does matter how much money he's spending. Maybe it does matter if he wants to pick me up in his car. There's a lot to consider. The old me didn't know about this stuff. I had to live and learn. And that comes from experience with dating. You can't know what you really want or don't want and dislike without experiencing it. If you got married when you're 22, 21 years old, unless you just dated a ton of men throughout that short period of time, you don't really understand all that men have to offer. You don't know what you could have gotten. You don't know what is or isn't normal. Your sex life is limited, everything. And I'm not recommending that you get married later because I don't agree with that necessarily. But I am saying that there are some trade-offs. Many women want to get married when they're young. But many young women regret not knowing stuff that should have been common sense that you would have learned had you waited longer. I would have loved to have gotten married younger. I'm not trying to make myself look good. I'm still not old. But yeah, I would have liked to have gotten married younger in life. But I recognize that thanks to not being married, I've learned a lot of stuff. A lot of things that I thought were normal and put up with, I realize are not normal, that I shouldn't be putting up with. So, yeah. The whole process, of course, is toxic. It's an endless cycle. You get your hopes up. You want things to work out, and they don't. But at the same time, it saves you a lot of time and a lot of money. It makes you a lot of money, depending on what you want to make, your life about. Like, for example, my YouTube channel. This is my business. I'm able to talk about this, advise people, write posts about it, because I've been there, done that. I've experienced it. I can help people feel better about their lives I can help people feel better about their lives because now they're like, oh my God, I can relate to you. I've been there, done that. This is my story too. Because everybody acts like their life is perfect. People love making channels showing, look at my ring, look at my husband, look, we got married at this age. Yeah, do this for your man, do this for whatever. And it's like, girl, you got married when you're 20 years old. How are you giving marital advice? It's not a matter of things not working for your relationship, but it's like you can't advise people on dating and getting married because you didn't date a lot. Sure, you have a man. I don't have a husband. I don't even have a boyfriend right now. But it's like you didn't actually experience dating. You chose to settle for somebody that you met early on in life, but you cannot tell me what dating is like because you didn't date that much. Even if you dated a different guy every month, okay, that's what, 10, 12 men? Possibly? That's not quite exactly a lot. I mean, that sounds like a lot to some people, but it's think about it. If you're an attractive woman, y'all know what I'm talking. If you're an attractive woman, you can get 10 to 12 date options in a day. Okay? Because I know I sure as hell do. I am not trying to get advice from somebody that did things and got lucky. The best advice to get is from people who were unlucky and finally got what they wanted in life later. And a good example of this, I said this person before, but I always think about Gary Vee. I love him. And I feel like he's like the male version of myself in a way. And he's somebody that's really motivated and encouraged me, like when I do feel like quitting YouTube and not doing stuff. And I love his story because he talks about how he started off talking about wine. And it was something he loved, he was passionate about. And he talked about how he made daily content for years. And no one noticed him. Older guy. Unsuccessful in comparison to his friends and other people that he knew. And now look at him. If Gary Vee had decided, my life is crappy, it's in shambles, I'm a bum, I'm a dropout, I'm this, I'm that, I don't have money, I don't have the views that I want, I don't have the subs that I want, and just ended everything there would be no Gary Vee. Look at how big he is. He's a very well-known motivator to those that are influencers and celebrities of every kind, of every size. He's made a huge impact on Instagram and YouTube. And even TikTok, like just everywhere. And so it's like, you really have to think about the future and not short term. And a lot of people are too busy thinking short term. I don't have what I want right now. I want this relationship to work right now. I want to get married right now. And there's nothing wrong with wanting things right now. I want to get married right now. It's okay to have goals and to want things. But it's a difference between having goals and wanting things and wrapping your life, your mind, your everything around what you want right now. And if I don't get it right now, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to end it all. I'm going to leave Japan. I'm going to do whatever. And leave when you want to, when you're ready to. Know when to throw in the towel. I'm not telling you to stay and try to make things work that aren't working. But rather, know when to let go. And when to hold on. Some of you don't get the job that you applied for. And you're like, oh my God, I'm done. I'm done with Japan. I'm leaving. I don't have the salary that I wanted. If that's the case, I should have left Tokyo. My patrons know all too well. I talked about it here on YouTube a little bit, but that hurt me so bad. I came here knowing I had this job, knowing I was going to be head teacher, 500,000 yen for one job. Nope, blew it. Not from my end. My interview was fine. But rather the interviewer was too politically correct. He got mad at me for making a team for a game and doing boys versus girls. Y'all, we ain't finna get into that in this video. I already made a video talking about it. I could not. That was the craziest, most politically correct crap I ever been through. And I'm like, in Japan? Like, my nigga, do you know what country we are in right now? And he was Asian. He was Asian himself. So I don't know what type of Asian he was. I don't know if he was Japanese or not. I think he might have been like Japanese American. But I was thinking to myself, like, sir, do you know what country we're in? Are you for real? So, and I was even thinking like that. I'm like, I'm trying to make two teams with ease. They're kids. Children naturally break up by gender when they are children. They naturally want to have a boys versus girls. Shit, we did that when I was their age. They still do that to this day, even in my classroom. My kids always do that. It's natural. We ain't get into that in this video. That's not what this is all about. Don't get me started. But that hurt. And I was ready to say this isn't working out. I should just go back to Osaka. I basically had a free apartment in Osaka. My rent there was so much lower than how it is in Tokyo, just from working one Saturday job, 1 day a week doing work. That was enough money to pay my rent and my utilities. I'm not even exaggerating. That was enough money to pay my rent and utilities. 1 fucking day a week. Okay? So it's like, if you give up, if I decided they didn't give me the job that I wanted, yeah, let me just go back to Osaka, I wouldn't have this apartment here right now. Did y'all see my place? This place big as fuck for Tokyo. And I'm in Shibuya. I'm not just in Tokyo. So when y'all watch people little videos showing, like, oh, look at my Tokyo apartment, they living on some low ass floor in the countryside of Tokyo. I am living in the city, okay? And in Shibuya city. I don't even have the nicest location or the nicest apartment, but my shit blow your shit out the water, okay? So like, if I had left my place and decided like, okay, well, because I was staying at a hotel, if I decided I didn't get the job I wanted, this isn't working out, I should go back to Osaka, go back to, everything being easy for me, I wouldn't have this situation right now. I wouldn't have had any of the experience dating the guys that I did. And don't get me wrong, a lot of crap that went wrong. But it's experience. I have done things at my age of 26 that women twice my age have never done and will never do. And that's what I talked about in my live stream. I have experiences, good ones, not just the bad, that people will never have in their entire life. I've been places, done things, eaten food. I've gone and had experiences that grown folk, real grown folk, your mama ain't ever had, your grandma ain't ever had, your sisters, your cousins, you ain't ever had, and will never have. So I could beat myself up and be like, oh man, like I can't find a husband, I can't find a boyfriend, I don't have this, I don't have children, I'm not married by 22 or whatever the case is. And it's like, alright, that's true, but look at what I do have. Look at what I have experienced. Look at the fun that I've had. Look at the pictures and memories that I will have to show my children in the future and my grandchildren. I can spend my whole life leaving, jumping up every time something goes wrong. Or I can say, I really want this badly, so I'm going to stay here and fight for it. I know that things will change, so I'm going to stay here and wait for it to change. And it's okay to leave and give up on things too. Like, for example, I left my position as a pharmacy tech. It doesn't sound like a big deal to you all, but I really wanted that job. That was a dream come true. And I didn't live in the countryside or whatever. I lived in the city, okay? When you are living in Chicago, that is a competitive ass job. Everyone wants that job. You gotta know people to get them jobs, alright? And people normally hire their family and friends. You have to have connections to be a pharmacy tech, especially if you ain't got no, certification and training, which I didn't have. And so while places like Walgreens and CVS are supposed to offer it for free, again, competitive. They'll normally ask people that work there, for their friends, whoever their recommendations are, and they'll hire one of them. I kept getting turned down and rejected. And then I get it, and I don't even stay for 6 months. I leave and go to Japan. And that was a huge risk and chance that I was taking. Because if for any reason it didn't work out, and if for any reason I did decide to leave, look at how messy that would have been coming back and being like, oh, I walked away from a good job. And now I'm back to square one trying to find a job at Target or something. I took a chance. And things did not go the way I wanted it to even after I got here. And so it's not just at work. It's not just with housing. It's not just with relationships. It's with anything that you want in life. Know when to walk away. But know when to sit and, handle things. And don't think that everything is supposed to be perfect and everything has to be right now. Society and social media has made us think this way. It has us thinking that something's wrong. It has us thinking that something's wrong with us when that's not happening for us. There's nothing wrong with you. Your life is not bad. That's normal. It is normal to get tired of working. It is normal to feel fatigued and bummed out with dating. It's normal. It doesn't matter how much your job could pay you $10 million an hour. Let's give you a more realistic number. If you're going from retail to getting a career-like salary, it's going to be a big deal for the first maybe 1 to 2 years. I'll even narrow it down to saying 6 months. I know it was for me. When you go from only making $600 a month, like how I did when I worked retail, to getting $1,000 or getting $3,000, it's like, whoa, this is almost 3 times what I was getting in 1 month. This money is for me. Oh my God, what do I do with it? What do I buy? I'm rich. It gets old. And you might be thinking when you don't have that money, man, if I just got paid $30 an hour, $20 an hour, I work hard as hell. You're going to do it for 2 seconds. And then you're going to feel like you're not getting paid enough. You're going to feel like you're getting cheated. You're going to be like, gotta come back to this place. They need to pay me more money. I'm tired. I want to go home and go off the clock. I feel that way right now. I work 8 hours, but out of the 8 hours, I'm only with my students for 4 hours. And out of those 4 hours, half of that time is spent with them having lunch, snack, going to the park, circle time, which I don't even consider to really be work. We hardly do any real work. I can spend my whole life deciding, if I just had a little bit more, if I just had this, then life would be meaningful. It never will. It is human nature. We are selfish ass beings. We always want more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that is why you have to keep going. Because you are never going to be satisfied. It's not a matter of, oh, I'm tired of having dates. Do you think the people that are in marriages are truly just the happiest thing in the world? No. You will fight and you will argue. There's cheating. There's lying. There's the thought of, did I marry the right person? Maybe I should have waited for this person. This person's better. Should I have gone to this country? You will think and question your relationship. Do not be fooled by these made for YouTube, made for Instagram couples. They are doing what sells, what makes money. They are being cute and perfect for pay. They are not being real. You have to remember that. They have the upbeat music, showing you the restaurants that they go to, showing you what they're doing. And you're envying them. And you don't see their arguments. You don't see him cheating on her. You don't see her talking to her ex and cheating on him. You don't know what's really going on behind closed doors. You don't see their bills. You don't see their debt. You don't see their fights, their arguments. You see what they want you to see. A lot of you all think, I want their life, or I want what they have. And you don't really know their life. And you don't really know what they have. You know what they've shown you. You know what they've presented to you. Because most people don't want to be real and blunt and honest with you. Most people want to show you the good things. What other YouTube channel in Japan shows the crap that I do? I can't name one. And I don't blame them for it. I understand people want to need, privacy, etc. But that's my point. People show you a perspective that they want you to have. If they want you to think Japan is perfect, they will show you that. They want you to think the relationship is perfect, they will show you that. They want you to think it's trash, they'll show you that. How often do people get on here and tell you, I'm having a bad day in Japan, this is what happened, X, Y, and Z, this is what I did to get in this position, this is how crappy my life is right now, these are my bills I'm behind on right now, I did this wrong in my relationship? Nope. People only get on here to talk about things that get views. People like talking about, oh my God, somebody touched me, or oh my God, I'm dressed like a whore, how dare somebody look at me. I'm keeping it real. Those are the videos that you get here. Oh my God, Japan's so cool, it's so weird. Look, octopus. That's Japan. It gets views. Ooh, look, a vending machine that has the exact same shit that we have in the US. So cool, Japan is the future. People like crap like that. People don't like real. Real is boring. Real hurts for you as the uploader because it gives people the ability to look into your life, to judge you, to tell you what you need to do, what you shouldn't have done, etc. Everybody's an armchair expert, doctor, counselor at home because you're not actually living their life. It's a bunch of bums and losers, degreeless, ugly, obese, that would love to tell me what I need to do in my life. Let me have a peek at yours. Let me have a look at yours. Let me tell you what you need to do with yours. They don't want that though. So it's like, you have to remember, if you get nothing out of this video, life is toxic. Life is repetitive. It is not meant to be constantly changing where something crazy and wild is happening every day. It's good if you can have that sort of life. Everybody wants it. But it's not normal. It's not real. And emotions are normal. It's okay to feel sad about things, to be depressed at times. Depressed. It's okay to have moments where you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of going to work. Why am I doing this? It's not worth it. We all do that. We all have those moments. We all have reasons for what we're doing. We date because of the outcome. We want love. We want a partner. We work because of the outcome. We want money. That's life. So why am I still dating? Why am I still doing this? Aren't I tired of this? Because I want a husband. I want children. I want to have someone to share my life with. I want someone to build with. I want someone to sleep with at night. I want someone to have sex with. A partner. I want someone that is committed to me. I want to make someone else happy. I want someone else to cook for, to do his laundry. I want someone else to spend holidays with. I want someone else to make happy. I want someone else to laugh with, to play games with, both board games, video games. I want someone to travel with. I want someone to hopefully make videos with someday. If I just decide I've been on too many dates, let's stop. What is my life going to be like when I turn 30? What is it going to be like when I'm 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, if I'm blessed, 90? I am going to regret never doing anything more because I decided I've done enough. I can't get a man when I want one, so I'm through. I say it out of anger and stress, and I joke about it, but I know I'll never stop until I do have that. Women are special in that sense, where unlike men, we cannot have children for the entirety of our lives. We have a limited amount of time. If we decide that I cannot get what I want right now, and you let your 20 years basically between marriage and fertility slip by, you cannot get it back. Time is priceless. You cannot put money on it. It's gone. I would rather turn 90 and accept the fact that I did everything that I could and no one wanted to marry me than to sit on my ass, do nothing, and just give up and sit at home and stay out of the market. Don't use dating apps. Don't go out to meet people. Don't go to bars, don't go to clubs, don't talk to men, because they're all F-boys. And look back and be like, I wish I dated more. I would rather be 90 and know I did everything that I could than to turn 90 and say I didn't do anything. I stopped too soon. I am only 26 years old. I'm not 30. I'm not 40. I'm not 50. And even if I were 30 or 40 or 50, because I will be there in a few years, is that the end of my life? When you're young, 30 seems so far away. It still seems that far away to me. It will be here before you know it. I came to Japan when I was 20 years old, which is younger than most of you will be when you come here. Most people in Japan are in their late 20s, early 30s. They don't normally stay very long. And when I came here as a noob to Japan, everyone seemed so old. I'm like, oh my god, I'm with real adults. No mom, no dad. I can do whatever I want to. It seemed so crazy to me. Wow, I'm grown. I have so much time. Because everyone's always telling you have so much time, so much time. You're young, you're young, you're young. And then it goes from being so much time, fast forward 6 years later. Do you want to have kids? Do you want to get married? How long do you plan to do this, basically? The topic changes. The way that you're being spoken to changes. The subject changes. It goes from you have forever to nice little hints at time's ticking. When are you going to get married? When are you having a baby? And if you don't want those things, that's fine. But I do. Most women do. So this isn't, don't get me wrong, this video is not to attack that person. It's the topic and idea of it. Because I feel like a lot of people feel this way watching my stuff. Like, don't you feel tired of this? Like, aren't you ready to give up? Shouldn't you just stop? I get tired of things like anybody else, because that's life. Life is toxic, life is repetitive. Repetitive is boring. Toxic is not normally fun. Unless you're getting choked out. But anyway. Anyway. So yeah, it's like, I do not want to give up on my life. I don't want to give up on the things that I want. And even my YouTube channel, like, I look at this and I felt really discouraged when I was first getting started, and I was just happy to get 5 views or 10 views on something. And then my standards went up from that to wanting 50 views, and now I, used to want 100 views, and now I don't feel happy unless I get like 300 to 500. Then I'm like, okay, this did good. And anything less, I feel like, oh, my video bombed. It didn't do like how I expected it to. Your standards change. I thought I would never get to 1,000 subscribers. My watch time, getting 4,000 watch hours. Now I can get that with ease. You have to be patient to get what you want sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes you do. Sometimes our timing is not right. God's always is. So, for anyone else watching this, including the person asked the question, you just have to be patient with life. You might not get what you want when you want it, but you'll get it when you need it, when you deserve it, when it's time. So that's it for this video. I just want to say that the reason why I'm still here, the reason why I have not left Japan, the reason why I am still dating, the reason why I still have hope for everything, including my YouTube channel, because I know that my channel will become big someday. And I don't want to give up on that. I want to always be optimistic and believe and speak it into existence. I will make YouTube a full-time job. I will have a husband, I will have children, I will have a business, and I want to speak that into existence right now in 2022. So whatever year it happens, it will happen, and I'll be grateful that I didn't give up, and that I held out, and that I made it work for myself. And I hope you do the same thing too. So don't let other people talk you out of your dreams. Don't feel like a bad person for getting tired of things. It's okay to quit jobs. It's okay to quit a relationship. It's okay to decide you want to go somewhere else, but make sure you're doing it because you've thought about it and not out of a moment feeling. I can think for myself. I've canceled things. I've decided not to go on dates. I've decided not to go to interviews. I've decided not to accept jobs. I've decided to, not upload. I've done so many different things. I've decided I'm tired of this. I don't want to do it. And I've even said to people, like, oh, I'm tired of dating. If I don't get what I want, I'm through. And I come back to it and I'm like, am I really through? Because if I'm going to be through, I might just want not be here anymore. Life is boring. If you're not going to work, you're not going to date, you're not going to have kids, you're not going to get married, you're going to stay inside your house and be a shut-in, why live? As long as you are living, you need to be moving forward and doing something. And that is why I'm not going to give up, because I want to live and I want to continue doing something. And if I don't like what I'm doing right now, I don't like what I'm making right now, I change it. And that's exactly how I got to Japan. I was not satisfied working at Walgreens. I had a secure job. But they changed things. They cut my hours, hired some young chick. And it was like, okay. I was 19, just turned 20. This girl she was like 16 or 17. She was 17 years old, I think. She can't even sell cigarettes. And you cut my hours for her because she's friends with the manager? Yep, that's it. I did a no call, no show, never walked back inside that bitch again. And thanks to not doing that, I got my job at CVS as a pharmacy tech, which is why I had applied to Walgreens. I had no intention in being a cashier at Walgreens. But that was their ultimatum. Because I didn't get the pharmacy position, they were like, well, if you're still interested, we'll make you a cashier. I accepted it because I needed a job. I wasn't happy with it. I could only take so much. And I stayed there in the hopes that they'd put me in the pharmacy, but they never would. They even hired another girl after the first one. And that was my final straw. Between that other girl getting hired and them hiring, they hired another girl in the pharmacy and another girl at the register. And that was my sign to move on. Some of you give up too fast. You come to Japan for a relationship and you and your partner don't work out. And you decide, I'm done. I don't want to be in Japan anymore. So you throw away everything you worked for that one person. Your job doesn't work out. You quit. You get fired. So you leave Japan? You don't like the company you're working for, so you leave the whole country? Are you going to do that in the U.S.? So if I go back to America and I'm in Chicago and I get a job working for CPS, and then I decide, for those who don't know, CPS has a double meaning in Chicago. We normally say DCFS, but they changed the name to CPS. Chicago Public Schools. If I decide, oh my God, these kids crazy, there's too many Crips up in here, do I quit my job? Yeah, I can do that. But do I leave the country? I'm going to leave the whole country because my employer is treating me like trash and I don't feel safe here? No, I just find another job. I can even go to another city. Why not do that? So that's it. I just want to encourage you and say, like, don't look at your current situation as this is the rest of my life. Be optimistic and realize that things can and will get better, but that you have to work for them and everything doesn't come to you easy. And accept that feelings are normal. It's okay to feel sad and happy about things, just like how it's okay, it's okay to feel angry and sad about things, just like how you can feel excited and happy. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I hope that, you hang in there for whatever you're trying to do with your life, and that you accept the fact that it's okay to talk out the side of your neck and be like, oh, I'm tired of this, I'm through, I'm done. I do it every single day and I'm still here. It's called emotions. They're normal. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have anything you'd like to share about yourself or any words of encouragement for other people, please leave a comment down below. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. I have a Snapchat at Comic the Savior and a TikTok at Comic the Savior as well, and a Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior. You can also read my blog at comic95.com. Other than that, you can also check out my YouTube channel's homepage. I have playlists on just about every topic you can think of. You can search there for videos that you would like to see. Any questions that you might have, I probably already made a video on it. But yeah, if you have anything you'd like for me to talk about or any questions to ask, you can leave a comment with it. You can send me an email as well, and I will try my best to make a video answering your question in an upcoming video. So yeah, thank you for listening and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video. Bye.